Goals are shared between winners and losers. Whether it's losing 10 pounds or making the first 100K in business. But what makes the difference between those who succeed and reach their goal and those who don't? In his book, Atomic Habits, James Clear makes his case that what sets them apart are their habits. I picked up this book with a personal goal in mind. For months already, maybe even years, I have been trying to pick up the habit of journaling every day. But as I'm journaling, my creative brain starts taking me in all kinds of directions. And before I know it, I've left my journal and I've picked up another activity, like creating this video, for example. Maybe Atomic Habits of James Clear can finally help me to get into the habit of finishing with my journaling once I start it. The book starts out well with a bit of mindset talk, which is exactly my cup of tea. It connects you reaching your goal with a melting ice cube. An ice cube suddenly melts at 32 degrees Fahrenheit or 0 degrees Celsius. Every increase of temperature until freezing point doesn't have any effect, but without the increase, the ice cube will never melt. And getting from 10 degrees under freezing to melting, it has to go through all the steps. He then connects it to new habits. Habits are about becoming someone new. To find that melting point, you need to persist long enough to break through a plateau. And then suddenly, dramatic events happen. It's not that last piece, but it's all the things that were done before. Okay, so I get that part. But how does it work in real life? James gives 4 laws to make a habit: cue, craving, response, and reward. Let's say we want to increase our water intake and walk through these steps. The cue means making it obvious. So I guess I could buy one of those fancy talking water bottles that warns me when I need to drink. It'll be annoying, but it will give me cues for sure. Then you need to make it attractive, and water is a bit bland, so you can add fresh fruits to give it more of a taste and make it more attractive when you see it too. Then the third action is to make it easy. You could do that by putting the water bottle on your desk within grabbing distance. And the fourth is my favorite: reward yourself. So make it feel good so that your brain will want to do it more often. Celebrate your win with something you have craved. Now, that sounds like I will be ending my water day with a soda. A nice sugary one after I drown myself in water all day. Yeah, that's probably not what he meant, but in my case, I've replaced 4 sodas a day with just one, and that's a big change and improvement already. To break a habit, he tells you to do the opposite. Make it invisible, difficult, unsatisfying, and unattractive. In other words, make sure the sodas are not in their usual spot, not ready to drink, warm if you like them cold, maybe outside on the balcony or in the garage, and make it difficult. And remind yourself that they are not really good for your body. Now, this is where he kind of lost me. I'm not a big fan of that. I like positive motivation, and this all sounds a little bit negative. And it sounds like a lot of trouble to get rid of a habit. But luckily for me, he turns back to positive reinforcement with a tool that he calls habit stacking. You bundle things that you don't feel like doing with habits that you already have. You chain them together. Now, this is a good tip and very, very applicable for me. I'm thinking of doing grounding meditations while taking a shower, or reading books while doing exercise on the Peloton, or having conference calls while cooking. This is something I can actually implement immediately. And this is my biggest takeaway, really, from this book. In my opinion, the book could have stopped there. James Clear then, unfortunately, adds another 13 chapters with stories of why this works, the neuroscience behind all of it, how this worked for sport teams wanting to improve, and how little habits of only 1% can make a huge difference. And he revisits each of the 4 laws in detail. Again, although it is inspiring, it makes the book kind of long. I wouldn't be surprised if most people have put the book away after chapter 7. If it weren't for my challenge, I actually might have done that too. Now, a week or 2 later, what did I actually apply from this book? Really only one thing: the habit stacking. If I can somehow link one habit with something I like, I can maybe stick to that habit a bit easier. So, did I change my habit based on the lessons from this book? Well, no. I tried linking my journaling with my morning coffee. It works on some days, and on other days, it doesn't. I still get distracted with my cats wanting to play, with my email coming in, with a text message. Yeah. Would I recommend the book? Yes. But knowing what I know now, I would recommend listening to it rather than reading it. Bye for now.